This is what started zombie culture, right? I
Yeah,
mean, this movie.
it's
So
that's like I think there's like arguments of some other movie before, but this is the one that like mainstreamed it.
I
All the
mean, even throughout
rules,
the
all the
movie, yeah, they were figuring out the
Mhm.
rules throughout the movie,
right.
So just kind of like their writing process in the movie,
Yeah.
which in itself is kind of a cool idea.
They're coming to get you, Barbara. They're coming for you. Look, there comes one of them now.
Welcome back, everybody, to Stay Gold. Here with another movie chest. It's that time of year, getting into the Halloween, into the November time. It's getting scary. This week we got Night of the Living Dead, OG zombie movie from George Romero, written by him and John Russo. 1968. We went back a little bit for this one, but I felt like we needed to. I mean, this is obviously the most iconic zombie movie of all time, I would say. I would argue, I guess. But yeah, I guess I'll throw it around. I wonder what everyone experienced watching this one. I think we'll probably have some different opinions, but what do you guys think?
I was a bit shocked in general, I guess. I mean, I don't know. It's tough when you go back to a classic like this to like, I don't know, you watch it like as you would watch something now. But like as I was watching it, I was like in the back of my mind, I was like, man, this probably like hit back in the day. Like this probably freaked some people out back in the day. I couldn't help but laugh at some of it. Like I don't know, some of the writing and the characters. But I think that was part of its charm for me.
Even back in the day, there's no way this was scary.
Yeah.
There's no way. That as soon as the first guy stumbles in from the cemetery, and they like get in this little wrestling match, and the music just cuts out, and it's just the rustling of clothes that on top of each other, and they're just like, it's like, wow, I'm on the edge of my seat. What could possibly happen next? And I mean, that dude's got wheels on him if he was able to catch up with that rolling car too. But anyway,
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
No,
I have more thoughts. But what do you think, Patricia?
I was on this in the same boat with Noah. Like the whole time I was like, okay, it's 1968. Like I should probably be like gracious about it because they don't have the technology that we have now. So I'm like, am I just a spoiled brat that I'm like, ugh, this sucks. Like it doesn't look good, but it wasn't scary, and I get scared easily. Like Noah said, I was pretty much laughing most of the time just because of how dramatic everything is.
Yeah.
And I don't know, just the dialogue. I rated it like 3 because like I said, I kind of feel bad rating it like lower because I feel
Felt
like that's too
obligated.
harsh. Yeah, because I'm like, it is one of the classics, like Matt said, but also like I just can't get on it now.
When
Yeah.
when you
Yeah.
spend the first like 30 minutes of the movie with the main actress lady, I guess I mean she kind of goes into a supporting role, but she's like
Yeah.
discovering her hands for the first time for the 30 minutes. She's just like, it's like, oh, is that scared? Because it looks like you're just stupid. So I don't know.
Yeah, she was without a doubt like the most underutilized and like wasted
Yeah.
character.
He like punched her in the face, and then she woke up, and she was just like, "Oh, there's my hands again. Oh my god."
A lot. Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's like they forgot she
yeah,
existed
right.
and they were like, "Oh, just sit there and pretend like I
What are we gonna do
like
with her? Punch her in the
yeah,
She was
face.
exactly."
literally passed out on set. They just forgot about her. She was on the couch asleep.
It's like, "Oh, just
Well, I guess I'll just have to take the high road again, ladies and gents. Like, I
You're so
enjoyed it.
noble.
I don't know. I mean, I can see all your gripes. Like, it doesn't like miss me at all. That's like the thing that gets me is like, I think I boiled most of my gripes down into one vein where it wasn't really like writing and like idea. It was mostly just choreography. You know, like straight up, just like minute by minute physical choreography of the actors, which I mean that's going to take you out of the movie, especially nowadays. Like it
Mhm.
obviously it's going to take you out. But like I thought about like nowadays why do you think they hire like straight up action studios? Like they know like they need to hit like beats and like have cameras move in a certain way to make things emphasize. So like they learned lessons from this movie, I'd say. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like this is like, and I always put myself back to 1968 because that's where I'm from. I grew up then, but I don't know. I just try to think about it like back what it was that, you know, obviously you guys all did too, but I don't know. This one landed for me more than I thought it would. I don't know. I had a good time, honestly, and I felt so much homage. Like I felt so much culture in this movie that I like intrinsically got from so many other movies that I was like, this is a lot of people watched this and liked it. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of
Yeah,
what I got from it, but I totally understand. Like
that's cool.
the main actress, like I get the idea. She's playing shell shocked. You know, obviously, it's like the situation is something she's never.
Because she saw a wrestling match between a stiff man and her brother.
Her
Which I
brother's
didn't know it was her
dead.
brother until the end.
I thought they
Yeah.
were
Died.
husband and wife.
Yeah,
That's
That's what I
what I
thought
thought
too.
too.
Yeah.
definitely.
But like, how did he die? He just kind of fell on the ground and he was just like, "Ugh,
Got his head hit on a
Yeah.
gravestone.
That's
what a
what I
pussy."
guess. But yeah,
His
again,
wife
that
took
comes
a
down to
fucking
choreography too. Like
That's
took a
that's what
fist to the jaw, and she's got a weak chin. If that could have killed him.
I think
it's
it was
true.
more of a back of the head hit, but I get your point. Yeah.
There was like that moment where he like pushes him onto the ground, and the dude literally like springs up again. Like I
Yeah.
don't know. These zombies, like for probably being like the first zombies ever, I was surprised to see that they're like smart zombies. Like they're picking up
Grabbing
rocks
rocks
and
and shit.
weapons
Yeah.
and stuff. Yeah, I was like, okay,
I
like
kind of
so there's
liked
like a
it.
semblance. Yeah,
Yeah.
I was like,
Like
I expected the first zombies ever to be just like the mindless mob, like the Walking Dead
slumbering.
zombies or whatever, you know.
hmm
So
Right.
I was
That's
like, I was just
it made
intrigued
it
to see
way
that.
more scary that like they pick up rocks, they can like attempt to open
Yeah.
doors. Like to me, like if I was in 1968, I think I would have probably found this movie to be pretty scary because like you have the culture of like what if society just breaks down? Like they have the newscast, you know, like everybody kind of imagines like what if it all goes bad, and like what am I going to do right now in my house, you know? Like so that idea is sound to me. And it was I don't know, it was enjoyable throughout. Like I don't know, the tension.
There was no tension.
Yeah, that's I'm like
Very little.
wondering if I really didn't feel much. I felt the moment to moment tension of like I think the main lead, I believe his name is Dwayne Jones. Dwayne Jones, the main black actor. I
Yeah.
thought he was really good actually. I think he carried a lot of like the pragmatic like personality and like the decision making, the fear that he was facing, like boarding stuff up. I mean, there's like this whole movie is like 30 minutes of boarding shit and taking boards off. So it gets
Arguing
boring.
about whether to stay in the house or
Yeah.
not.
Do we go into
Right.
the more rooms and board
And
more
so,
shit
yeah.
up or not?
Along the lines of do I stay in the house is like they just go outside once in a while and they're like, all right. And the zombies are just kind of like look back and they're like, oh, they're still here. And they start walking and then they run away because of fire. But like when the phone wasn't working and she saw the dead body, she just ran outside. Like, why? Why'd you run outside? You know what's out there.
Because she was scared.
I
But
guess.
then, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I kept thinking the whole time. I'm like, okay, she's scared. That's why she's like this. And then they're also scared. But I'm like, bruh, like, just I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe I was just annoyed that day that I I couldn't stand the characters. But yeah.
They're
Yeah,
hamming
her
it up.
really.
Yeah.
She was like, I don't know. The way she was like staring at the knife. It's like, oh, knife. That's not what
Mhm.
scared people do. All right. When I'm scared, I don't like admire my hands for 30 minutes at a time. I don't know.
I think it was like an out of like I just can't be here. I'm shell shocked. I'm like I get what they're going for. It was way overplayed, like 100%. They did not need to play it for 45 to an hour of the movie, but
Yeah.
I mean they played it into the script a little bit too. I believe maybe not. It was like what are we gonna do with her? How do we get her out too? Are you gonna carry her? She's there, but she's playing a role that they decided for her, which was she can't handle the situation role. You know. So.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, by no means like a perfect movie. Like you get some of the like the indie feel from it.
It's
you know?
so
like,
low
it's
budget.
Really
You can
small
tell.
crew, small cast. Yeah, like. But I would say the main dude, Dwayne Jones, and the bald guy. Like those are probably like they're the least insufferable characters because they're like the most. I don't know. Maybe they're just the most logical. Like they're thinking in terms of like
Survival.
worst case scenario and like what they need to get done.
Yeah.
Or like to survive or whatever. But to me, like honestly, because I was on the same boat. Like at a certain point, I think the charm started to wear on me. Like it started to wear off on me a little bit, and then the ending brought it home for me. If we want to jump to that,
Yeah, we
but
can go
like,
to the ending. Yeah, I mean, it's
Mhm.
going to be a divisive one for a lot of people, I would assume.
yeah,
I
I mean,
liked it. I
me
and
too.
I usually
Me
don't
too.
like those types of endings.
I love when the main characters die, so
I knew this one.
Mhm.
best
I was
part of
like,
the
Same.
movie.
Alex, I'm surprised you didn't like this one more because I figured once that dude died, it would have been like like instantly jumped up a star to 2 stars.
Hey,
Like,
it
But that's
was gonna go
exactly
to
what it
one
did
and a
to me.
half, so it was on 2 now. So it
ah,
did
okay,
go up a little bit
okay,
because
I
the
went from
ending.
2.5 to 3, so it really had the same effect for me. So
wow,
yeah,
yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, to me, like that's the charm of it too. Is like it's like kind of wrapped into some themes more than most zombie movies nowadays, where it's like there's a black man and a woman like being like chased and persecuted or like being attacked by
yeah,
outsiders, mostly
Mhm.
just white dudes attacking. So those themes kind of landed. Like at the end, it's kind of more along like the militarization of America type themes or whatever. But like it's like the most like when you're writing the script at the end there, it's like how do I make the most terrifying ending? Like the zombies have passed. What's the most scary thing I can do now? It's like to be mistaken for a zombie or whatever, and then get shot. And it,
Mhm.
it reminded me of The Mist. You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah, dude.
like those are the homages I felt where I was like, man, they saw this movie and it did something to them. Like, and they iterated on it. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that's what I feel of it. But
Yeah, it like I'm sure it was the first to take like that pervasive fear of like the situation, and then
Mhm.
just like hammer it home with like the in on like a societal level, I guess.
yeah,
If we go that deep into it, like the police state and like stuff around us that's meant to be protective, and that
Right.
falling too
mhm.
far away just ends up being a threat too. Just another thing like that could kill you or hurt you. So
Yeah.
yeah, it
And the
was
whole
cool.
time they were
Yeah.
oh,
Go ahead. Sorry.
the whole time they were arguing like if they should stay up or stay down. And like at the end, you realize no matter where they were not gonna survive.
Yeah,
That's what I think that part was the most scariest part for me because
there was
if
nowhere to
there
go.
was a zombie exactly.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Right. I mean, that's
Yeah.
kind of what most zombie stuff nowadays is. It's more like overpopulation type themes, I would say, and more
Hmm.
like just general, like too many people, selfish people in apocalypse, stuff like that. But, I mean, it's in this too. Um, but I noted a few homages that I found in other things. I just felt like I had to like s-
Yeah.
say that I've noticed them so I can prove
For
I'm a
sure.
movie buff or some shit. But
Do it.
yeah.
Flex.
So right at the beginning, where he's like, "He's coming to get you, Barbara." I've always heard that line. I never knew what that was
Yeah.
from, and I was like, "Oh, hell yeah, here we go." But in Shaun of the Dead, which is clearly an homage to every zombie thing, but
Mhm.
he says, "We're coming to get you, Barbara." Just another like that made that 5-star movie another like just can you even get more perfect? But
Yeah.
Shaun of the Dead, fucking great. Um,
Fuck.
the first zombie, like this main suit zombie, I'm pretty sure that dude's been homaged a lot, especially in The Walking Dead. I think
Mm.
there's like a lone walker walking through like the field that's like iconic in that show, and I think they modeled that one after the Night of the Living Dead, which what is his name? Greg Nicotero obviously is a huge fan of all the OG Romero shit. Um,
That's pretty cool.
I felt like some similar like this is where I'm saying like there's so much in this that is iterated on later because like the lovers dying, both like the two that get in the car and blow up, and then the two that it's Tommy, right? Is that her name? Tommy?
Yeah.
The
Sure.
one that comes back and gets her
Yeah.
eventually, the shell shock chick.
Oh.
I know you just watched Train to Busan recently. There's two
Yeah.
lovers in that. Like to me, it's like they've everyone took so much from this movie for their zombie movies, obviously, and like
Well, this is what started zombie culture, right? I
yeah,
mean, this
Mm.
movie.
it's
So
that's like I think there's like arguments of some other movie before, but this is the one that like mainstreamed it.
I
All the
mean, even throughout
rules,
the
all the
movie, yeah, they were figuring out the
Hmm.
rules throughout the movie,
right,
So just kind of like their writing process in the movie,
yeah,
which in itself is kind of a cool idea if they just
For sure.
made the characters more interesting.
Right.
yeah,
Yeah.
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 But
It does suffer from like a little editing issues, so, some muddling writing stuff, but
yeah,
it is cool to see that. I don't know, to see it as like the foundation of like so many things that came
Yeah.
after it. Definitely
Right.
like this is definitely a piece of like cinema history. which maybe that was a reason why I gave it a little more on the rating than maybe it should have. I mean, I don't know. I was surprised to see on Letterboxd that it's like a average 4 and above. Like a
Yeah, I
lot of
think it's a 4.0 as the average or
is
whatever.
it?
Hmm.
Yeah. So I
Oh.
saw that and I was like, damn.
Yeah.
See, and that's what I lost sleep over, tossed and turned, woke up with the sweats because I'm like, oh no, did I rate this movie too low? Do I not appreciate movies? But then I realized that's just my opinion, man. And
Yep.
that movie wasn't that good. So,
I
in
mean,
my
Mhm.
opinion,
For sure.
well,
Yep.
that's what's sad,
It's fair.
and why I like doing this movie chest. But also, it's sad is like 80%, 75% of most people that watch this movie, it's not going to do anything for them. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
so at
Right.
least we have like enough attention and care to try to invest it.
Right.
You know?
And
Mhm.
and watching these like older movies is we're giving them a shot. I mean, before, like when I was younger or whatever, I would just look at a black and white movie and be like, no. But
Yeah.
like, there's The Apartment, perfect black and white movie. The Lighthouse,
Mhm.
modern day, but perfect black and white movie. And
Mhm.
those don't bother me. But the fact that it's not just the fact that it was old. It was like you said, the editing, like the action sequences when they're wrestling
Yeah.
with them out the
Yeah.
window with the gun and stuff, and they like cut the music again. And it's just this silent rustling. It's like, wow, this is just uncomfortable for me to watch. It's
Yeah.
like someone slapping a naked turkey. I don't know. I would prefer to watch that. I think it'd be more exciting.
Wow.
But
That would be
I don't
fun to
know.
watch. Yeah.
I just
Zombie
feel
turkeys.
like I appreciate movies. I appreciate where they come from, but doesn't mean I gotta like
Yep.
the old ones. It's like
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
swamp one we watched,
Oh yeah.
Creature.
Creature from the
Yeah.
Black
Sure.
Lagoon. It's like I wanted to like it. I want it to be like,
Right.
wow.
Mhm.
But no, now I can say I've watched it, and my opinion of it is
Yep.
still low. So
Yeah, there you go.
Mhm.
I actually thought of Creature too, because it's one of the few we've watched here in the movie chest. But
Right.
Yeah.
I solidified my opinion of being like, this is so much better than that. So
oh,
like,
it is 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
so that's kind of where I
Just
found like a little bit of grace in it. I was like, well, there's levels to all the old movies too. Like just like our movies
Right.
nowadays. It's like
Yeah.
there's gauges.
Mhm.
But honestly, I think I might give this 4 stars, 3.5 potentially. I might go there, but the only gripes I found in it really were there were like obviously all the choreography bad. I mean, it's probably like
Horrible.
George Romero was like telling them how to act himself, and he was like had
Yeah.
one idea on how they should act, and that's what they did. Like, sound design, not great. Not at all. I mean, like there were like missed cues and some things that just did not translate visually. Like when he's like
Mhm.
pushing over tables and shit, it's like like little planks and stuff. Like
And what's with the cricket that lasted for the
lots
first
of
40 minutes
crickets,
of the movie?
lots of
Yeah.
crickets.
Fucking kill that thing.
Yeah,
Listen, I live in a house where like crickets show up, so when those were going, I would just be like,
yeah.
I,
the crickets in my
I
room?
paused. I
Here.
paused it because I'm like, are these crickets this loud outside? It's fucking
Yeah.
cold out.
Right?
But
Yeah,
nope.
exactly. I had the same reaction.
That's how you know
So-
it was good. It was that visceral, dude. They're like, "Am I? Oh my
Just
gosh,
got the
the cricket."
Surround sound.
Yeah,
sound clip of crickets. The
Just
wood planks,
looped
those
it.
felt. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, there were bad like editing moments too. Like the one that stood out to me was like when there's like the blood dripping off the lady in the attic, and it's like dripping on her hand. It's like just bad blocking and bad
Yeah.
editing. I mean, and I can
Mhm.
see that. It's like I don't want to just like look past it, but I am. I don't know. That's the struggle I find with like trying to give appreciation, because like there were issue. Like you could see issues like every 5-10 minutes in this movie, but I kind of just let them go. I don't know. It's weird.
No, I felt the same way. It was like, for like these and they're clearly hammy characters.
Yeah.
That's not something I tried not to like hold against them. Because at the end of the day, I was like, it's a black and white old zombie movie, and I was glad. I was just happy to like watch it, just because it was
Mhm.
I could like look at it through a historical lens a little bit. I didn't have to like fully commit to like loving it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I like looked at it then. I was like, I'm gonna give this a little bit of credit because I don't know. Can you imagine? I mean, I can't imagine like working with a camera that's actual on a fucking film reel. That you're like cranking to like shoot stuff.
Yeah,
So
man. Be so fucking. God, I would not be able to sleep, dude. That'd be so like nerve wracking. Just knowing it, like making sure it would work. Like sometimes it's
Right.
like, oh fuck, it fucked up. Like,
just be like, cut. All right, we'll have to wait till next week to see if I could actually.
yeah,
There
right.
goes our
Right.
budget.
Think we got it.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
So, But there was some
See,
cool
but
like.
it's all
Sorry.
those outside things that you see to make the movie better. Does that really make it a good movie? You know, appreciating the process, or is it
Yeah.
the movie itself? Is it
Right.
actually good, or is it the fact that
Right.
oh, a lot of effort and it was back in the day?
I
I don't know.
mean, there's a narrative around every movie. I'm kind of like thinking about that recently about like every movie you go into it's you have a reason why, and it's like
Mhm.
sometimes it's like the creator, sometimes it's the subject, sometimes it's like
Hmm.
the property or whatever. But so that affects your viewing no matter what. So like
Okay.
I kind of think of like why I'm so positive is that I go into a movie ready to enjoy it and ready to not shit on it anymore because I'm like
Yeah.
looking for shit positively. Whereas like in the past I would just look at for shit where it's like fucking editing mistake, god damn it, half a star gone, like so
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
I kind of just like transition to that mindset nowadays, but maybe it's not
Yeah.
right. So it's like
See, but I went into this and I thought I might actually like this because I enjoyed the dialogue for the first 3 minutes, and then the wrestling match started, and I was like, oh, this is where this is going.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
I don't know.
Thought there were a couple good dialogue moments too overall. The living room scene, I thought it was like the one moment where I kind of laughed actually, not like intentionally. I think it was like the intent was for me to laugh was when
Hmm.
uh the black main actor was like breaking down like how he got to this house or whatever, and like the car broke down, and then the actress starts talking and like she
He
goes
just
like a
fucks
little too
off.
far, and he's like, okay, I'm gonna go start to
Calm
board shit
down.
up again.
Yeah.
Like that was like hilarious, I thought. So there was funny, like there were good moments of dialogue, but it was sparse. Kind of you had to kind of go through the
Hmm.
trek through the shit to get there, So
Yeah.
Right.
I did enjoy that part because I was like, she just listened to your long ass story, and then she whips out this starts her story and is like, nah, fuck this.
like, just calm down, man. Just calm down.
It was funny.
Really good. And then I mean, Dawn of the Dead, one of my favorite zombie, the 2004 version.
Mhm.
We were gonna do the OG, but we can't find it
Yep.
anywhere. So
Can't even buy it. What the fuck?
so we went with
Yeah.
Night of the Living Dead, but the 2004 version, beautiful, like fantastic movie.
So good.
And
I actually enjoyed that one.
did you really? Nice.
Yeah.
I mean, that
Yeah.
one's made for a modern audience, 100%.
Hmm.
But like I really dug the homage from Dawn of the Dead taken from this movie with the like the sheriff, not the sheriff in this one, but he's like the neighborhood hunter guy on the news who's like, just shoot him in the head, just shoot, like I know that line from Dawn of the Dead by heart, like I can hear that guy say it. I've seen that movie so many times, and to like basically see that cut and pasted from Night of the Living Dead was really cool, I thought too. So just made me love the zombie genre again, kind of a little bit,
Yeah.
Yeah.
If anything, this movie helps that. Just like sweetens the pot a little bit more, just to see where it all stemmed from.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I've heard that like his next Dawn of the Dead, Romero's next one, is basically just like an evolution. I mean, which makes sense, but like it's like the next. You know how like apparently Sam Raimi, like Evil Dead 1 and Evil Dead 2 is
Yeah.
just like a recreation but better.
Mhm.
I've heard it's like a similar kind of
Mm.
deal.
I've heard that too. Yeah, like
Yeah.
he basically like remade it in like what he wants like better now.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just developed a little bit as a director and stuff and writing.
Yeah, maybe if we watch
Got,
that one
got a little
ever.
bit more of a budget.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
sure.
Because I mean, with Sam
Hopefully.
Raimi, I know when they made Evil Dead, they were like when they're tracking through the woods, they had dudes like running with the camera on a stick, just running through the woods like that. And when the
Scrounging.
cabin, they had no heat and stuff, so they were like taking apart the cabin, burning it slowly to keep everybody warm on set. So
Jesus.
That's awesome.
That's how you make a movie, baby, right
yeah,
there.
right.
Burning the midnight oil, keeping it alive.
Oh wow, keeping the dream alive.
It's cool.
But really glad we got to this one.
Hmm.
There's a few other Romero movies in there, so maybe we'll get to them eventually. If we can ever see Dawn of the Dead, that'd be a good one.
Yeah,
But,
right.
Yeah.
Never sad to watch a movie, but sometimes they just aren't good.
yeah.
They're
But
Yeah.
okay.
check it off. It's done.
Boom.
Night of the
Right.
Living
I
Dead.
actually think now zombies are not that bad. So maybe
They're a
in
fun
the
genre,
future,
really.
yeah, I'll be like, zombie movie, I got this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There we
You
go.
should read
Maybe.
World War Z. That's a great zombie book.
World War Z. Okay.
Fantastic book.
Isn't that a movie too? With
Yeah, but read the book.
read the
it's
book. Okay,
much
gotcha.
better. Yeah.
Fantastic.
Noted.
Looks great.
Yeah.
Looks great. It's like anthology type stuff.
Yeah, it's really good.
Okay.
But all right, guys, join us on the next movie chest. We'll see what it will be. Stay gold.
Stay gold.